Hi, everyone. Welcome to episode 17 of the 5 by 5 podcast, where we talk about all things geeky. This is Mina.
Hi, I'm Tania.
It's been a while.
I know, right?
Yes. But if you're on the internet and you see this channel, it's like clicking one video after another, and it's as if no time has passed in between.
Exactly.
Yes. So,
Uh,
internet time is forever.
yeah, we apologize for not having a live broadcast, this past couple of months, or no, wait, not a couple of months, something like that.
A few weeks.
Scheduling
Yeah.
problems, yeah, a few weeks. We have scheduling problems, but we'll do our very best to update you every other week at least, maybe even
Yes.
every week if you're very good. No, kidding. We're always very good.
if we're very good.
If we're very good, sorry. You guys are great.
Yes.
We're terrible. Okay, so Mina, what have you been up to? What have you been, um, geeking about this
Oh,
past couple of weeks?
I want to talk about two things in particular this episode. I mean, I geek out about a bunch of things, but in particular, two things this week. I picked up a book recently by Stephanie Perkins called
Oh yeah.
Isla and the Happily Ever After. So Stephanie Perkins is an author that National Bookstore brought her here for a signing a few weeks ago, and I was able to go to those events. I'm a fan of her two other books, and this is like the third, kind of like the closer of her YA series, and it's awesome.
What was the title?
The title is Isla and the Happily Ever After. So her YA books are have that sort of title thing going on, the name and some romantic thing. Like her first book is Anna and the French Kiss. Her second book is Lola and the Boy Next Door, and her third book is Isla and the Happily Ever After. Sadly, there are no paperback copies yet in local bookstores. The book came out August 14th, and I got my copy through Kindle. It was delivered on the day of release, but I haven't seen it in bookstores yet, so it doesn't seem. I don't know what they're waiting for. Maybe they're waiting for the Manila Book Fair. I'm not sure why it's not in bookstores yet, but so it's awesome. If you're into romantic high school stories, so this is also set in high school. Stephanie Perkins series in particular have characters that are kind of know each other, and her main setting is an American boarding school in Paris. So yeah.
Wow, that
so
is
there,
romantic.
yeah, so there's Paris. There's her second book was set in San Francisco, and then this book opens in New York, and then sort of opens in for the summer in New York, and then when the school year starts, they go back to Paris, and then like go to other parts of Europe. I guess I won't say which parts, but it's really nice, really romantic, and it's. I guess I like when you read YA books, you kind of expect them to be uh, a certain way. I guess you expect them to be very sweet, very tame, or very uh, it's one way. But when her books are very sweet, very romantic, but they're also very quirky. So she has like characters. She has a great bunch of characters around her characters always. So that's fun, and the settings are cool and places you would really like to visit. So yeah, th-
So,
love that book.
so these are French kids.
They're actually American kids studying in France, so that's that. So that kind of makes it. It's almost like they're not really. It's almost like they're a little strange just by being there.
Hmm.
So it's almost like the misfits of your high school, but they're the entire school.
Wait, so everybody in that boarding school is American?
Mostly, well, for one reason or another, they're choosing to go to an American school. So you have Indian characters, you have
Oh, okay.
British, like French student, French, like a French guy with a British accent. So it's all of those. It's like all of those things. So they kind of don't
Can you
really.
pick a side?
Yeah, I know. And then studying in an American school, right? So it's one of it's like that. It's I guess the same kind of high school story, but that fundamental difference gives it a twist
Mm-hmm.
that I really enjoy, and it's really nice and really romantic. So that's fun, and then I hope it shows up in local bookstores soon. I would like my own copy.
Wait, they don't have the paperbacks in local bookstores, but don't they have the hardcovers?
There are no. I don't think there will be a hardcover right away. I think because
That's weird. I mean, they just
yeah,
brought
yeah.
her in for a signing. You'd think they'd want to start selling
I
everything.
know. I don't know what's up. I think because they gave away advanced copies of that book
Ah,
for bloggers, and I think like the early birds during her signing, so they got
mhm.
copies. And but the actual for sale copies aren't out yet. I don't know why. Maybe they're waiting for the Manila Book Fair. I don't know.
When is that gonna be?
The Manila International Book Fair is September 14. It starts, I think. So that's in SMX and MOA. That's where everyone's gonna be. Like, if you're into books at all, that's gonna be crazy Christmas time for
Yeah, I
you.
know. I think we were there last year,
hmm
so it's always fun, and you have a lot of like authors doing
Yeah,
big
there's like
signings and
constant
stuff.
author signings all day, and events and
Yeah, you can just
meetups.
show up and just like wait for, and they're like
For
sometimes
some,
simultaneous. So I if you're lucky, two of your favorites won't be giving an interview at the same time. But just show up and you can just watch. Uh,
yes, yes,
interviews,
that
book
that should be
signings,
that
local
should be
and
fun.
yeah, local and foreign writers.
Yes, they will be around, and like mascots. so so kids. I mean, I think that's the thing they do for kids books. They have mascots of
Ah,
characters of kids books. So
I would like mascots of the books I read.
what
Would
are
that be
the books you
awesome?
read? Scary,
I don't know.
scary mascots.
No, not scary. A mascot of Cormoran Strike,
I
maybe.
know. I was gonna
Like,
say a
how is
cormorant,
that gonna go? But
like
you
a
know,
big guy. Yeah, it's just
you
gonna be
just take some
huge.
random British guy with like a limp.
Yeah. Well, as since we're talking about the Manila Book Fair, I have two talks at
Hmm.
the Manila Book Fair with the National
Yay!
Book Development Board. Yes, just check out their schedule for September 20. I'm there in two panels somewhere, and I might also have a signing. I'm Summit hasn't announced yet the schedule, but I requested for September 20. So I'm just gonna be there the whole day, I think,
Oh,
working, doing
ah,
doing authorly stuff.
authorly stuff. And
Yes.
let's see, where can they get this information? Do you have the URL for the National Book Development Board?
They I can share it on Twitter. They posted a picture with the schedule, so I
All
can
right.
share that on Twitter with the 5x5 podcast hashtag,
Yeah,
so you can check it out.
we'll post that in the show notes as well.
Yes. Yes, so
So
you can
there.
see what's going on, and you can see also the other events that they have for authors. They have on the first day of the book fair, they want to feature indie authors, but
Oh, that's so great.
you have to register though, because they will have a certain number of slots
Uh-huh.
for people, and so you gotta register if you're publishing your own books and want to be part of that. So that's fun. Yeah,
So
and
indie
then
authors like go and sign up at I
yeah,
guess their
yeah,
website.
yeah. Go
The
to
National Book Development Board.
NBDB, yeah, National Book Development Board, and check out their activities for the Manila Book Fair. And Tanya, I also have an update for you. You
Yeah.
remember you remember the podcast we did talking to Kat and Kesh who are into rugby,
Yes. Yes, I do. I
and
remember it
particularly
vividly.
in particular the Philippine volcanoes.
Yes.
I so we were talking about like possibly watching. we never really got to watch them play like live. I think
Not yet,
they had
no.
yeah, they had some games I think during the summer that we didn't catch. But I know Kat and Kesh did, so because they're good fans that way.
Exactly.
But I managed to watch a live stream of some of a tournament they participated in this weekend. So they were in Hong Kong, the
Uh-huh.
Philippine volcanoes, and also the lady volcanoes because there are men and women volcanoes.
Okay. Don't get me
Yeah,
started.
I know, but yeah. So they were in Hong Kong for the Asian Sevens or something, Hong
Hmm.
Kong Sevens tournament, and they had several games g- against rugby teams from. It looks like the region. We had games against Hong Kong, Korea,
Hmm.
Kazakhstan, and Malaysia.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, and I watched all of them. I wa-
All of them.
I
Whoa.
watched I watched all of the games, but the apparently this particular tournament, the games are like 20 minutes long, just the entire
What?
game. So yeah, yeah, it's like a
20 minutes
faster.
long? What is.
It's a fa-
Wow.
yeah, it's like a fast version of the game. So it's the playing time is 20 minutes. It's really quick, and it's a lot of running.
Does that include like timeouts?
Well, no, they stop the clock for timeouts, but there aren't a lot of them actually.
Okay.
There aren't a lot of them. The Everything seems to go really quickly, and I think I appreciated the game actually by the end of the four, possibly because we won twice. So,
Yeah,
so
that always makes you
that's
enjoy the game more
I know that's
if you win.
satisfying. Like we won the first game, and then the last game also. Again, the first game against Kazakhstan, the last game against Malaysia, we won, and the last game against Malaysia was particularly, I think, a good game. I mean, it's one of the first games I ever saw, but but it had a really awesome ending with I guess it's good that I saw it live stream because at least I had the announcers explaining the game to me.
Ah.
Unlike, for example, watching it live and then pestering our friends to explain what's happening.
We
But
should like do that. Like
I know
watch
this
a live show and like just tweet each other like,
what's
Cash,
happening.
what the hell's going on?
Explain this to me. And but the announcers were really funny. They had this dry wit that was funny and helpful also in
Are these local
explaining.
sportcasters?
No, I think
Uh,
one of them was there was a Welsh guy and someone from New
oh.
Zealand. I
Oh,
think,
so
yeah, yeah.
these were sportscasters who were like commentating. Is that what they call
Yes,
it? During
yes.
at the event.
At the
It's-
event during the YouTube live
Oh,
stream, yeah, and it
wow.
was so that was interesting. But at I think the last minute of the game against Malaysia, it was pretty based on the score. Like the Philippines had it.
Mhm.
It was pretty much impossible for like with less than a minute for the other team to win, and then the announcers were going, like this is a done game. They can just wait it out. And to their surprise, the Philippines sort of they had like the team had possession of the ball and they still made a run for another to score.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, even if it was already a sure thing. So so the announcers sort of went, okay.
So did they get two goals in even
I
after?
don't know if it actually made it, but it was a real. I mean, if you watch it, it looked really good. I mean, it looked it looked like if it had been like a tighter game that the score would have affected the outcome. It would have been really like a nail biter.
Nobody.
But yeah, but that was cool. I mean, and then they were talking about like the Philippines having that kind of flourish.
Ah,
That's the term they used,
so I have a
flourish. But
question.
yes,
I have a question. Now that you have seen the games, a rugby game, do they score the same way they do in like football? Because football, it's like sometimes you have like a 1-0 or two.
No,
or doing it?
this is like 7 points in
Oh,
one
okay,
go,
okay.
in one
So
go,
it goes much
something like
faster,
that.
I guess.
Yeah, I'm still figuring out how the scoring works because sometimes it's not as simple as crossing with the ball.
Ah, I
Yeah,
I know,
but
my sisters used to play football in college, and I, of course,
mhm.
watched their games, but I was like, I had no idea, like, what the rules were. I was just like, yes,
I
here.
because you didn't have the announcer with the dry wit explaining
Yes, we
stuff
should
to you
have that.
exactly.
All sports games should
That's
have that.
required. That's required for everything
It's
now.
like
But
subtitles for movies, right?
exactly. But it was exciting. It looked really fast paced and when they were doing when the team was doing well, it looked really good. It's like it's almost as if you need to be like of one mind. I guess with all team sports it should be like that. But it's really it's it looks like uh, it's about keeping the ball out of the other team's hands,
Oh,
and and so you're tossing it to each other, but not necessarily not and sometimes in unpredictable ways to fool the other team into running the other way, right? So
oh,
uh,
okay. So
yeah,
there's
and
like
then
trickery involved.
yes, and
Oh,
when they do it well, it looks really good. So yeah, so I get it. I get it now. However, I think the standing isn't. They're not really at the top of the standings.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think they. However, I mean, winning two that was good for me.
Yes. So
I
when are the
enjoy that.
next games gonna when are
I
the
don't know
next
when
games
the
going to
next
air?
games are. I'm gonna well now I'm into this, so yeah.
Oh, so do the volcanoes have like a website or something?
They have a Twitter. I get my updates from at Philippine Rugby on
Yeah.
Twitter, so that they post links there. There's usually a live stream, and then they announce if it's going to be televised at all. There's an announcement as well, and
Mm.
sometimes they just tweet scores and updates from the field and photos too. They have an Instagram also at Philippine Rugby. So if you're
Oh, oh,
just into
I should follow that. Yeah, I follow
if
their
you're
Twitter,
just
but I don't have the Instagram yet.
yeah, if you're just into looking at pictures of guys running, then then
That
you
is a
go for
thing, you
then you
know.
go for the Instagram. Yes. Uh-huh.
Okay,
But
yeah.
yeah, so thank you. I think that's one instance of our podcast of us talking to fangirls and successfully possibly converting someone, namely me. So okay.
No, I watched it three times in one week. The
Okay.
first time was during the premiere, which was
All right.
August 6th.
Oh,
And then
right, which
I
was
still
like
put
ahead of everyone
I
else.
know 2 weeks
Yeah.
ahead of everyone else.
Right.
So they premiered the movie. Okay, here's the background, right? So the first Rurouni Kenshin live action adaptation movie came out in 2012,
Okay.
in December here.
I
It got
remember you
released,
talking about it. Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
constantly,
Yes.
and
I didn't watch it though. I'm so sorry.
I will make you. I'm kidding.
I know. I know.
So it was like 2012, and it apparently did so well. It ran throughout until the Metro Manila Film Fest disrupted the regular viewing schedule. And
Okay.
after the film fest was over, it ran again in the theaters. And
Okay.
it was a limited release, only SM cinemas, and apparently it made something like 40 million pesos in its entire
Okay.
run, which apparently was good because they brought in the some of the cast and the director for the premiere of the second movie, which came out this month.
Oh,
So that was
that's
on August
awesome.
6th, yes. It was on August 6th. The director, Keishi Otomo. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm gonna mention their names in the proper
Accent.
order. So it'll be like
Okay.
family name first, and then the
Okay.
given name. So
Of
Otomo
course.
Keishi.
Okay.
I refuse to
You refuse
westernize it.
to. Okay. You refuse to switch it around
Yeah,
just for
exactly.
us. Okay.
So
Uh-huh.
Otomo Keishi, the director, was here. He was also with three of the cast members. Sato Takaru, who plays Kenshin, and then there's Takei Emi, who plays um, what's her name? What's her face?
Not as important, huh?
Now, Kamiya Karu and uh, Aoki Monetaka, who
Hmm.
plays Sanosuke in the film. It's like Kenshin's sidekick or something.
Okay.
So
Okay.
there. So like three cast members and the director, they came over August 6th. They had this like fan event. They call it the red carpet Asian red carpet premiere. So we're fancy now,
Wow,
apparently.
fancy.
We're like the only country they outside of Japan. We're the only place outside Japan they had a premiere that movie for. So I know we're so fancy, right? So I was there and they had this huge. Yeah, I didn't have time to get it out. Anyway, so I didn't have any autographs, but I touched his hand, so yay! And anyway, the whole thing is fun. You can see I have videos over at my own YouTube channel. I'll post the link in the
Yes,
show
yes.
notes in case you want to check it out. And so the movie opened like to the public on August 20th, which was last Wednesday, and you can still see it. It's still showing in the theaters. It's a wide release now, so it's not just the SM cinemas, but um, Glorieta and Shangri-La Mall and all the other malls are showing it. So
Okay.
go crazy. And and apparently, the first 5 days of its release, the second movie, in the Philippines, it's made more money than the entire run of the first movie.
Wow.
So yes. So I'm
Okay.
thinking they would probably do another like special premiere with the cast in September when the third movie comes out.
Okay. Because
So
I've heard, I mean, I've seen like on Twitter and Facebook, people I know are watching it more than once,
I know
definitely.
it's weird. Well, it's
And
not
then
weird, but
bringing or
that was
watching
just
it with
me.
you you and a bunch of people are filling up the theaters. And I think they're taking different groups of people along.
Yeah,
And
like their parents and their kids. Oh, it's
and
by
and
I think PG-13, I think.
okay,
So yeah.
I know one person in particular who watched it in another theater because he wasn't happy with with the theater he watched it in. So it was like the first time he saw it, it was dark. He found the movie dark,
What
like
the
literally
earlier the screen,
yeah, like
the
the
video.
brightness of the screen. Yeah, it seemed wrong to him, so he watched it in a different mall, and then
It,
discovered that it was better.
also, it wasn't really supposed to be that dark.
It wasn't supposed to be that dark. So he was asking, after he watched it, he was asking if it was supposed to be that dark. And then people were saying it might be, he might have seen like uh, the wrong thing.
Somebody fell asleep at the
Yeah,
projection booth.
yeah.
He had one
Somebody,
job, man.
somebody said it wrong. Anyway, so he watched it again in a different theater, and then he was happier after that.
Oh, I did watch it. One of the screenings, one of my four screenings. I watched
Yes.
it at the new theater in Bonifacio High Street. I think that's
Okay.
what it's some kind of
Oh,
mall.
right.
I did not know there was a mall there, but
Uh-huh.
like my friend was like, "Let's go watch it." I'm like, "Okay, they have a theater," and I looked up the Ayala cinemas, and yeah, apparently they do.
Okay.
It's an Ayala cinema, and
Mm-hmm.
it's new, and the sound is really good, and the front row seats are at a good distance away from the screen,
Okay.
so
So
even if
so
you're
front row, so
yeah
you can knock yourself out and
yeah
choose the front row.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I saw it once in the Directors Club, SM Directors Club, which is fabulous, but I don't think they show it in the Directors Club anymore, which is sad.
Okay.
I don't know, maybe I should write them or something. Please show them Venice too. Because it's funny, you have like the lazy boy seats, and I was
Aw,
practically like horizontal while watching it. This is so
you're
cool.
spoiled
I'm
now.
so spoiled. And they have like butler service, so you have a buzzer beside you. So in case you're like run out of popcorn or soda, all you need to do is just press the buzzer and the someone will come
That's
in
okay.
and
That's
take
too
your order.
fancy. That's too fancy.
No, it's not. It's just fancy enough. You should try it.
Okay.
So
I
so
have
so
to
yeah.
I have to choose the movie that I'm gonna do that
Yeah, and
on.
you have to check the schedule because I think they only have one director cinema per per SM, I guess.
Uh-huh.
So they'll probably like take turns with the movie. So
Style. Yeah.
yeah, so it's basically one movie like cut in two, and yeah, so the next one is coming out in September. I think our date is September 24. I'm not mistaken. So watch out for that. And yes, the first one, well, it was so awesome. We had like a lot of new characters, and it was so funny when we were watching it in the premiere. You had like all these fanboys and fangirls. So every time some new character shows up, everybody's like squealing. And I
Uh,
have never, well, I've seen the anime, but it was just one like the OVA or something. I don't know what it's called, but it's sort of like a movie,
mhm.
animated movie. And so I wasn't familiar with the characters, but every time someone new showed up, like somebody started screaming, ah! And suddenly in the last part, like the last scene, some new character shows up, and everybody's like screaming. I'm like, okay, I don't know what that is, but okay.
But okay,
I'm glad
everyone's
you're
into
happy.
it. Yeah.
Yes, I'm glad you're happy. So new characters, and he shows like and Kenshin shows a lot of cool new moves. Because like one of the great things about the live action uh, movies is like the fight scenes are really really good.
Okay.
And yes, it's like I don't know, it's awesome. They have like it's like even there's a scene where
Oh,
Kenshin
that's
like
fun.
runs. Yeah, the jumping, the I think Takaru does like a couple of backflips in the first movie, and in this
Oh.
one it's like he like flies. Well, I'm sure there are wires, but that was him. You can see his face.
Mhm.
And there's a scene where he like runs across on top of the roof, like really fast. And yeah, cause I saw the blooper reel where he was like running and then he slips, and then
Oh,
someone had to catch him. So I know that was cool. So
okay.
yes. So go watch it if you haven't yet. It's gonna be showing. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be showing for the next, at least the next week or two.
Okay.
You can actually see, you can enjoy this movie even if you haven't seen the first one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and
Okay.
well, you
But
you
definitely watch this before the next one, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely watch this, or you just
Definitely.
get
Yeah.
super confused. Yeah,
Okay.
and I really hope that because it's doing so well now, this second movie, the Kyoto Inferno. I hope that if when I'm hoping they will do a premiere for the third movie in September. I hope more of the cast comes here.
Oh,
Because,
right.
yeah, I really want the guy who plays Saito,
Hmm.
who is this cop, ex samurai, is now a cop, and he's really cute.
Okay.
So yeah,
But priority.
yeah, and it's so cool. His character is like he's fighting. He's like a cigarette in his mouth.
Hmm.
He's smoking while he's fighting, which was like really funny for me. But people are like, "Oh my god, that's so cool." I'm like, "No, that's weird. That's impractical."
There's time. I think there's time to do like a social media push for the actors that you want to
Yes,
visit
I will do
the.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and another cast member I want to show up. She doesn't really do much in this movie, the Kyoto Inferno. Her name's Yumi. She's like the girlfriend of the big bad.
Hmm.
And well, she's half Pinay. Like
Hmm.
her, the actress's given name is Mary June.
Okay. There you go. We know. We
so
know.
so right.
That's one
So
of the
there.
signs. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I'm hoping she does more. She has a lot more to do in the second movie, in the next movie. I feel like she does because she's kind of she's not just like a floating character. She actually has like a relationship with the other characters in the movie, in the story. So I'm hoping, and maybe they'll get her to come along next month. So
Oh,
yay.
cool.
So there. That's it. If you have to stop me now, or I will never stop.
No, that's fine. You enjoyed it. So we should get that should get a lot of people into the theaters. We hope. We hope.
Yeah, and the
And
subtitles were, it's subtitled, so if you can read English, you'll be fine.
no, but I think that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter as much anymore, right? I mean, people are getting into these movies now, whether
Hmm.
they're dubbed or or subtitled.
I know. Yeah, all like 70 of us rewatching it over and over. No, I'm kidding.
And you're all assigned in each theater.
Yeah, I watched here.
Yeah.
It's insane. It's like a really really wide release. And
Uh-huh.
one time I watched it in Glorieta. There were actually two theater cinemas showing it,
Uh-huh.
which is more
Oh,
than like any other of the movies. They were it was crazy. And yeah, and
that's
all the cinemas I watched it at were all like almost full.
okay. Are you finding it weird that something you like is getting this much support?
Um,
Are, are
I
you
know.
used
I
are
usually
you
feel
used
alone.
to yeah? Are you used to your favorites being underdog?
Yeah. Although okay, it's more like the stuff I like. It's not very mainstream.
Yeah.
So although a lot of the people, the fans of the movie, they really got into it before I did. They were
Mhm.
fans of the anime and the
Mhm.
manga. So I came in late. I just like saw the first. The reason the reason why I saw the first movie anyway in 2012 was I saw the trailer and it looked really cool. That's
Oh,
it.
there you go. Which is why we should watch movies. Yeah.
Yes, we should. So widen your net and you should like try stuff that you haven't seen before. And like I, for instance, will also catch a game of the rugby
Yes.
soon. The
The
rugby.
rugby that people are into. Yes.
I know. Oh, and incidentally, I've never seen a game featuring where our our national team, the Volcanoes, have played in. Although I have seen them in a fashion show.
That, well,
There were a bunch
appa-
of them in the fashion. Andrew Wolf, I remember, was there.
oh, you know what? In the game in the game I'm recommending that you watch, he's really good in it.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
I'm sure. Wait, is this
yeah.
online? Is this
It's
online?
online. It's on YouTube.
Yay, links. You'll put
Yeah.
links.
I'm going to post a link and I mean I kind of know him from whatever showbiz thing or modeling thing he does.
Yeah.
And then I kind of, I kind of know that he's in the team but didn't really pay attention. But pretty much like a third of the game is about him really. Like the announcers talking about
Oh,
him doing something and so- and
okay.
and then that last run that I talked about that was actually him doing that last run.
Okay.
So that was awesome.
Good
And
job, Andrew.
yeah, good job. Good job. And yeah, so that's cool. And okay, so I will try to watch that movie as soon as I can. Rurouni
Yes.
Kenshin.
I will lend you my DVD. Well, I'm gonna have to rip it first because the
Mhm.
DVD has no subtitles. But
Oh,
oh,
okay.
okay. Incidentally, if you're interested in buying the DVD, they already I think they have the Japanese print, the Japanese DVDs, but with English subtitles, which is not something they usually do with the Japanese releases.
Oh, they've
This
done
is
it
a special
for
case. Yeah,
okay. They've
yeah.
done
But
it
I
for
think
us.
they're like Hong Kong versions too,
For
I guess.
every
I
for
couldn't wait.
everyone.
Yeah, I couldn't wait. I had to get it. Like this is like first press. Like
Uh-huh.
this is like the deluxe edition DVD,
Okay.
which is actually fun. It had a copy of the shooting script.
Oh wow.
Yeah, in Japanese, of course, which
In
I couldn't
Japanese,
read.
so good luck.
But hey, it's a script, and it had videos of the different premieres that they did for the movie. So
Oh,
also
okay.
not subtitled, and there
Mhm.
was a couple of deleted scenes also not
That's
subtitled. But damn it, I have my DVD.
figure it out now.
I know. So yeah, I will give you I will lend it to you. So yeah, I guess that's it for this 17th episode of the 5 by 5 podcast.
Yes, we will be back as soon as we can to to talk about other things related to TV, film, books, stuff that you're into and that we're becoming into because of you.
Yeah, and if you have any suggestions on like what topics to cover, you can tweet us. Just just send a tweet and just tag it with the hashtag 5x5 podcast.
Yes. So
And you can see it.
when you catch our shows on our YouTube channel or on our website 5 by 5 podcast, just send us a comment, send us a tweet, and we can we can keep talking about all the stuff that we've been talking about in the past
Yes. So
and in
yay.
this one.
All right. Nice hanging out with you again, Mina.
Yes, missed you, Tanya.
I know, right? We haven't seen each other in weeks.
I know. Oh my gosh.
All right. I'll talk to you guys again
Okay.
soon. Bye.
Okay. Bye, everyone. Hi, everyone. Welcome to episode 17 of the 5 by 5 podcast, where we talk about all things geeky. This is Mina.
Hi, I'm Tanya.
It's been a while.
I know, right?
Yes. But if you're on the internet and you see this channel, it's like clicking one video after another, and it's as if no time has passed in between.
Exactly.
Yes. So,
I,
internet time is forever.
yeah, we apologize for not having a live broadcast, this past couple of months. Or, no, wait, not a couple of months. Something like that.
A few
Scheduling
weeks. Yeah.
problems. Yeah, a few weeks. We have scheduling problems, but we will do our very best to update you every other week at least. Maybe even
Yes.
every week if you're very good. No, kidding. You're always very good.
If we're very good.
If we're